Alright folks, this is John from Bluebird Inspections, and we're here out in sunny San Francisco, and we got ourselves here a tar and gravel roof. And I'm going to teach you guys here how I inspect one of these roofs here. Got some guys working here on the roof right over. I'm not sure why I'm getting all these properties where people are doing repairs. But anyway, so with these type of roofs, you're pretty much going to be looking for signs of bald spots like this. And right here you can kind of see where the fibers are starting to show from the lack of gravel, a lot of sun exposure. Got a little cat running across right there. But one of the things that you want to do when you come up is you want to check the slope and just make sure that everything is sloping properly from one end to the other or towards the drain. So as you can see from this roof, just the way the parapet walls are going that way and this way, that the roof is actually sloping to right over there to that scupper. As long as you got good slope, then you know that water is draining pretty good. If you're not sloped well, you're going to see a lot of areas where there's going to be standing water, some dark spots, some moss and other type of vegetation growth. But something like this where it's actually soaked pretty good, there's not a lot of standing water or areas where water is getting stuck and staying on for long periods of time. So what I'm doing here is just going on and checking these parapet walls. I'm looking for any signs of deterioration, for splitting, checking the seams between this roof and the next roof, because a lot of times water can get in between these walls here and it'll go straight down and start to penetrate the interior. So you want to make sure that the roof from one roof to the next is properly overlapped. And this is where our scupper is, where the roof drains out. Sometimes we like to see a drain or a grate there, but that really depends. You don't have to call it out. If it's not getting a lot of leaves or debris, then water should be draining out properly. And sometimes, you know, because it's not like people maintain do their maintenance or periodic inspections, so sometimes those grates can get backed up and cause water to not drain out. So, you know, using them or recommending them is, you know, it's 50-50. It's really up to you, depending on your level of maintenance and how much you want to come up here and check that. On this roof here, mostly got some balding spots, some deterioration along the curbs, but overall it's not too bad. I do like to check the vents, the vent caps here. We got a little bit of rust to this cap here, probably for a kitchen or something like that, so I will call that out. I do check the skylights. You want to make sure that everything here is in good shape. Check for cracking, any type of cracks. This is a glass panel. If it's an acrylic panel, I will check for any type of minor cracks, usually around the corners. I do call out the glazing here because you can see all the glazing there is kind of worn out and weathered, so I'll call that to get fixed. And the same thing goes for this skylight over here, pretty much in disrepair just from lack of maintenance. All it needs is just some love and TLC to get it back up to shape. But a roof like this is probably, I'm guessing, closer to 15, 20 years, maybe around there. These roofs can go for about 25 years, depending on the amount of layers or upkeep, depending how well they do the slopage. This is a modified Bittman roof here. You can see where they did a lot of repairs after the fact. That's why you got these different color square shape pieces that go around the vents, because they install those after they put in the roof. But this roof here, where they patched it, something like that you don't typically want to see. You usually want to integrate it somehow a little bit better, but that's going to require periodic maintenance. And then we got a lower roof right over here. That roof is pretty much the same condition. It might need some patching along the vertical wall, but other than that, looks fine. A little bit of tree or vine overhanging there, but something like this, the roof doesn't have to be replaced yet. It just needs some general repairs. Overall, that's pretty much about it. I didn't give a lot of information on how they built this roof. I'm just giving information on how to inspect. One of the problems that you could also come across are air bubbles, which basically happen when the membrane starts to puff up. Those things can puncture. You're looking for alligatoring, which are like severe cracks to the roof. I don't see any on this type of roof here. But when you look at a roof like this, if it needs to be replaced, you'll know. You might have large, very large bald spots. You could have several of them, but something like this I wouldn't recommend to replace just yet. I would say maybe about 5 years with upkeep. That's pretty much about it.